after going through Penta, after going through Jey Uso, after going through Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins' plan goes almost perfectly. Goldberg puts hands on Gunther. Becky Lynch gets hands put on her. It's all firing up, and I believe LA Knight is going to be on the show. Welcome to Raw Recap at WWE and Fanatics original presentation. Oh, Megan, a story was told throughout the night on Monday Night Raw and came to a fiery conclusion. Just when you think things have gone one way for Seth Rollins' whole group, just when you think, and again, these plans are not only set in motion, but described exactly what the plan is. That one little thing at the very end doesn't go according to detail.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be 3 for 3 for Seth's group, and LA Knight had other things to say about it.
Well, that's because he didn't realize it wasn't 3 for 3. There was a fourth element, and I believe the fourth element is actually joining us here on the show, fresh out of the crowd, and now I think he's in the locker room. LA Knight is joining us here on the Raw Recap. LA Knight, I mean, how are you?
Development plans did not go into plan. Everything you're talking about, I ain't even ready to sit down. I'm still all jazzed up, we'll say right now. I'm still a little bit ready to rock out here because here's what's going on, my man.
Yeah.
Just drop Seth with a little bit of preview of what's to come Saturday because here's the deal. He had all the plans. He had everything set in motion saying, oh, my goodness, we're going to take everybody out. Nah. All of a sudden, here's the monkey wrench in the plans. My God, I love when a plan doesn't quite work out for you. Huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, your plan worked. Your plan worked like to a T. And I mean, let me tell you something that I love about what you're doing right now, about what LA Knight has done, I feel like throughout your career, is that you get popular, LA Knight. LA Knight, everything that has happened to you happens on the hinges of fans going, why aren't we seeing more from LA Knight? Why aren't we seeing more from LA Knight? And then I feel like you get pushed in, you get pushed into deep waters. And now you're going like, okay, if you're this good, let's put you up next to Seth Rollins. Let's put you up next to CM Punk and Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn and Jey Uso and everybody who's at the tippity top of the card. And we'll see if the attention is still on you. And if the end of tonight's Monday Night Raw is any example, you flourish when you're put in this position.
I got to tell you, if you're still asking that question at this point in time, then something's wrong with you. Because here's the deal. You can put me any damn where you want to, and I have proven time and again that I am that stuff. So if we're looking at that, if you're worried about that, I don't know what to tell you. Because the bottom line is, you want to talk about somebody flourishing, you want to talk about somebody shining, somebody stealing the show, whatever you want to call it. Well, Saturday, the only thing that's going to get stolen is the hopes and dreams, the pride of Seth Rollins. So can I be with the tippity top? Yeah, I can be with the top. I'm above that damn tippity top. And I don't mean to say that with any kind of empty, hollow, hot wind. Let's just be honest. Let's call it what it is. I'm what everybody wanted to be when they came in here. You look at the slew of guys who've been shoved down people's throats time and again and couldn't get a whiff of what I'm doing right now. Let's just call it what it is. And here's the deal. So here I run, not Money in the Bank, not Mr. Money in the Bank, but the man running around with that case that in my mind belongs to me. Look, I can't take it off him right now, and that's fine, but I'll damn sure make it pay for it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's evident. That's evident, but you're going in there on Saturday night against somebody who has a lot of momentum. Say that again?
You saying I'm an underdog?
I'm saying there's a lot of momentum on Seth Rollins' side right now. I'm saying that, you know.
I think that momentum just got derailed right there.
No, you're right. You're right.
But
But
just got stuck on its head.
But the people who sit in my position.
I don't mean to come in hot here, but I watch this guy run around and do all this stuff, and then I'm hearing about he's the tippity top. I just dropped that goof on his head. I'm going to do the same thing on Saturday. Now, whether his boys want to get involved, this, that, whatever, I'm going to have eyes in the damn back of my head because I got no other choice. That's how it's got to go down. You've already seen what they've tried to do. They've tried to injure me, and by the will of God or whoever you want to say, I'm standing here, well, I'm sitting here right now. And the bottom line is, Saturday night's main event. It's my first one, and I want to make it a damn good one. And how am I going to make it a damn good one? You're talking about right here, little BFT for his troubles. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even consider that. It is. It's your first Saturday night's main event, and you're in a massive singles match against Seth Rollins. It really is like the perfect scenario for somebody like you to show up and explain to anybody that doesn't understand yet what the hype is about, exactly what the hype is about.
NBC, baby, it's prime time. You got the biggest little, what do we got? You got the biggest opportunity for the most grand audience to check in. They can just be flipping by and say, oh, hey, who's this LA Knight guy? I think I kind of like him. And even if they don't, eventually I'm going to grow on you like a fungus. It's what happens anyway.
Well, Ellie, you've had the support of the fans for, well over a year now. The internet is always talking about LA Knight, but do you at all feel like you're underestimated or overlooked when it comes to the locker room?
You want to talk about overlooked or underestimated or anything like that? I don't know that necessarily I'm underestimated. I think I'm seen as the threat that I am. Mm-hmm. And whether that means that somehow I get, maybe politicked or anything else out of my spot, maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Maybe there's a little bit of fear there. I think I've struck a little bit of fear in some people running around here. But when I really think about it, I don't know. I don't think overlooked so much as maybe, how do we put this? We'll just say maybe not brought to my fullest potential, if you will. But that's coming.
I will. I think a lot of us know exactly what you're talking about. And I mean, I think it's reflected in what's going on.
I mean, I have given this world, this business, no choice. Mm-hmm. I came in, I made a noise, but I'm tired of talking about the past, my man. I want to talk about the future because everybody talks about, well, you got the people on your side. You had this big, crazy rise, and I did, and it continues now. But I haven't gotten what I want yet. Money in the Bank was my opportunity. That didn't happen for me. It didn't go the way I wanted to. It doesn't always go your way, and that's okay. I got to understand that. But here's the deal. You talk about Seth Rollins, and I look at Seth Rollins, as great as he is, everything that he's done, in my mind, you're looking at a desperate man. Who else? There ain't a guy who's on the top of his game who goes, hey, I really need your help, Paul Heyman. Hey, I really need your help, Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed. Can you guys come in and just make sure everything's taken care of? That's not a strong guy. That's a desperate man. That's a man who might have damn well been washed. I'm not sure at this point. So you want to talk about the threat. You want to talk about the underdog. In my mind, when I look at it that way, I look at Seth Rollins as the underdog.
You think there was a time where Seth Rollins may have been washed, where we realized that, okay, I don't know what's left there for Seth Rollins without Paul Heyman?
I don't want to cast any aspersions, but let's look at a very desperate situation. Would you not say?
I get it. Was there ever a time in your career, maybe starting out in WWE, did Paul Heyman ever approach you? We know that Paul Heyman takes on this mentorship with people, and on one level, Paul Heyman is called this genius who sees this thing in people. On the other end, I think a couple weeks ago, Paul Heyman was called out for clinging on to anybody that's got a hint of momentum to try to glom onto that. Or
in this case, if I can add a little addendum to that, a little hint of desperation.
Maybe some desperation. Was there ever a consideration for you, even as a younger man, to go, hey, Paul Heyman?
I never got the actual approach. See, that I've gotten twice now that he's told me, I'm a huge fan of yours. I'm a huge fan, and all this kind of stuff. Have you watched him? Mm-hmm. Have you seen him? You know what he does. I know what he does. Come on.
You do tend to have eyes all over. You got eyes in the back of your head. You're constantly, your head is on a swivel constantly wherever you go. I think that's one of the strongest things about you. You have a sense of not only self-awareness, but awareness of where you're at, kind of at all times. And that's what gives us a scenario like we got at the end of Monday Night Raw.
You can't see everything, but I damn sure try.
Yeah.
So sometimes the numbers are going to get you. But if I can do what I can, a little bit of guerrilla warfare where I need to, I'm going to make sure I can get in there. But at this point, I'm kind of just, what do we got? A few days till Saturday night's main event. I'm calm like a bomb. And when the time comes and the time ticks down, ready to rock.
I think that Saturday night's main event and this weekend kicks off a pretty strong run of what the WWE's got going into summer, whether you're talking about a 2-night stadium SummerSlam, whether you're talking about Clash in Paris, and it goes on and on. Before you know it, it's November and you're in Survivor Series. It's a baseball stadium. Before you know it, it's the Royal Rumble. It's WrestleMania again. This is, I think, where it begins to kick into gear for a lot of people. Are you looking at this and going, well, it starts at Saturday night's main event, and this is how I get to SummerSlam, and this is how I get here? Or are you the type of person that looks at what's directly in front of you and goes, the plan is Saturday night's main event, we figure out the rest after?
I've got no other choice but to do that. But I'm not a superstitious guy, but I do like to observe trends. Mm-hmm. And the past 2 summers have been very, very good to me. So with that being the case, it's not going to be 100%. But with that being the case, I got to believe there's a good chance that maybe things might be on the uptick for this guy. But I don't know. I don't want to call it too much. I don't want to say too much because, again, empty promises. He's got a lot of firepower on his side. I ain't blind to that. I ain't stupid. They've already put the boots to me. He's already dropped tsunamis on me and spears and everything he could. And if you noticed, it wasn't Seth who was doing that. It's boys. He couldn't even look me in the eye to do that stuff. How about that?
Yeah.
Is that a man who's desperate?
There's that word again, desperation.
Yeah. We all saw what happened at Money in the Bank, and Seth cost you winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. But you've talked before in this interview just about how you want to stop talking about the past and you need to talk about where you're going in the future. So this matchup at Saturday night's main event between you and Seth, is this about revenge from Money in the Bank, or is this about LA Knight getting in the world title picture?
All the above. How about that? Because you look at the Money in the Bank, that costs a lot of people Money in the Bank, but especially me there at the very end. And so with that being the case, I wanted to go in and exact my revenge. And in return, let me be honest, they did what they were going to do. They used the numbers against me. They got the piece on me. And at this point, it's just kind of firing back and forth at each other. But to me, this all comes to a head on Saturday. And if there's a way to keep those other X factors out of there, I'll do my damnedest. But as far as I can tell, it's going to be me. It's going to be Seth Rollins. And my plan, drop him on his head with a little BFT style.
Similar to what we saw tonight. How does the chip on your does the chip on your shoulder grow when you can go show to show, right? Where you can all of a sudden show up on Monday Night Raw as you have for a few weeks now. Without, you're not even advertised. This isn't the show that you're usually on. And people go absolutely nuts when you're there. When you realize that no matter what show that you're on, you're the center of attention once you're on camera. Does it add to that chip on your shoulder? Does it add to the confidence and sense of self that you have?
I'd love to say yes. Now, does it feel great to go out there and get that? Yeah, but I've got a single solitary mission every time. And in my opinion, every time I'm going out there, I'm starting from zero. So I don't rely on that. I don't figure, hey, every time I go out there, people are going to go nuts. There might be a time where they just say, we've had enough of this guy. And that's fine. If that ever happens, I'm going to keep doing me. I'm going to keep doing my thing. But as far as I can tell, that's a long way away from happening. So regardless of that, whether they're going to be there or not, an inflated sense of self, whatever, the only thing that's really kind of, I guess, inflated at this point is my desire to go out and just stomp his head in at this point. And I'm talking about Seth Rollins.
Yeah. I mean, how do you feel when the whole mission statement of Seth Rollins is we're building what WWE is going to look like for the next 20 years. We're building what the future of this company is. Here you go, Braun Breaker over here. He's going to be the next guy. I'm the guy right now. You got Bronson Reed over here. And all of a sudden, he's kind of creating this shape in his image. And I think he's casting a lot of people like yourself out of contention for these are the 3 guys the company's about.
Well, look, he ain't wrong. You look at Bronson Reed, you look at Braun Breaker, you got 2 guys with immense potential, 2 guys who are going to be gigantic stars in the business. They already are. They're already moving in that direction. At the same time, I think they got tied up in a little bit of nonsense, a little bit of BS, and Bron Breaker's got to be careful with all this stuff. He's going to shake the last little bits of brains still got left in him. Not that he needs it, but look, you talk about the future. These guys are definitely going to be the future, 100%. But when you come knocking my door, there's a good question that future may or may not happen.
Right. Right. Because you have to survive. You have to get to the future to be the future.
I'll tell you what, even if you get to that future, there might be a couple speed bumps on the way, and I might be one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. And you do have a tendency to disrupt plans for people, especially long-term plans. You do have a tendency to show up and kind of spoil the party for people who think they've got it kind of nicely crafted out for themselves, don't you?
A little chaos every once in a while.
Every chaos a little once in a while. And that's what I think, like I was talking about this before, like that's why I've enjoyed watching this rivalry build and build and build, because it starts out as this thing where, to me, I think that the story of Money in the Bank was that those guys were coming in to help Seth Rollins and everybody else be damned. The problem was they didn't consider at whose expense it was. And now this thing that they didn't even consider at Money in the Bank. It wasn't even like, we're here, we don't care who we're hurting. We're here to help Seth Rollins. And here we are going to Saturday Night's Main Event, and this one decision that they made, this one thing that they did and didn't consider, is the one thing that has haunted them every single week, whether it's trying to get in this King of the Ring tournament, whether it's trying to get to Saturday Night's Main Event. It's you. You're that thing that they didn't consider, and now it's become like the greatest threat that they're looking at. They took out everybody that they wanted to take out on Monday Night Raw and still came out losers for it.
And they're going to come out losers again. I'll tell you this. Look, you talk about big plans, big things, and, look, I want to call myself petty just for the sense that as soon as you cost me that stuff, you know I'm coming to knock on your door. But these are big stakes, so this ain't petty at all. Bottom line is, if you cost me Money in the Bank, I'm going to cost you King of the Ring. But then they came back and cost me King of the Ring. Then I'm going to come back and cost you King of the Ring again. And so now we got a whole thing happening back and forth. But I'm not looking to get mixed up with the bronze.
Right.
I'm looking for the main man. I'm looking for Seth Rollins. Now, Paul Heyman wants to get punched right in his fat head. I'll do that too. He almost got that a couple weeks ago. Yeah, you talk about them ending up on the losing end. That's the plan.
Yeah. Well, look.
Actually, that's not even the plan. No. The plan is for me to end up on the winning end. Move on. Hit it and quit it is the way we put it. Go on and do my thing. Now, if that means me winning a world title, that means me winning the WWE Championship, bet your ass. That's what I'm going for.
How do you do it in a way that is final, though? Because this whole rivalry has been plagued with the fact that, like you just said, I do this to you, you do this to me. It's this never-ending war. It's like this game of geopolitics that you made that first move, and now it's just never going to end. We're just going to keep trying to one-up each other. How does either side put any kind of degree of finality on it?
This might go on forever and ever for all I know. And it might weave back and forth with different things happening. Nobody knows. But at this point, my plan, do what I need to do, move on, do my thing. And if they want to keep following me, then they'll keep getting smacked over the head. Smacked back to factory settings, I like to say. Yeah.
I love it. Well, we'll all be watching Saturday Night's Main Event. Megan and I will be recapping it, obviously. And I can't wait. We can't, and we also can't thank you enough.
Yeah, thank you
for making some time for us on your way back. I know that your adrenaline must have been going through the roof on your way out of that crowd.
Over here. I'm ready to go out there and do it again, but they already left, I think.
I hope for their sake that they did.
I hope so too. I got about 5 chairs in here, so if they do come in, we got something for them to wear.
Oh my goodness, LA Knight, thank you so much, man. You're the best.
The underdog again.
I'm gonna think, based on this conversation, feels like Seth Rollins. He's the one who got dropped on his head anyway.
You don't have to placate me. I'm just asking questions.
Okay, I like the questions. I like it.
I like the role reversal, right? He's asking us questions. Right?
I think. Well, he's a smart guy.
Yeah,
he knows how to take control.
I'm going to move on now to the next thing. You all have a great night, okay?
Thank you, LA Knight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Guys, we'll get you right back to it, but you feel it outside. You feel it in the air. Summer is here. There's more sun. There's more light. There's more time to do all the things that make summer so special. And the number one thing you don't want to be doing all summer long is spending hours cooking inside. No, that's where Factor comes in. Factor to the rescue. Their chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals are ready in just 2 minutes, taking the hassle out of eating well. Factor meals arrive fresh. They arrive ready to eat, perfect for any active lifestyle over summer and beyond. With 45 weekly menu options, you can pick gourmet meals that fit your summer gains and goals. Choose from options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto, and more. Listen, I've never in my life been so busy, but one of the things that keeps me fueled is making sure I'm eating right all the time. I don't have time to think about it. I don't have time to prepare it. I don't have time to do anything. That's where Factor comes in and keeps me fueled, and also keeps me from looking disgusting. It keeps me in shape. You can get started right now at factormeals.com/raw50off and use code RAW50OFF to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code RAW50OFF at factormeals.com/raw50off for 50% off plus free shipping. Factormeals.com/raw50off. Oh my gosh, I just got to tell you, I legitimately love Mack Weldon. I just started using a Mack Weldon book bag to go to work and bring everything that I need for the day. My notebooks, my food, my headphones, my everything. It's stylish, it looks good. But that's like all their clothes. They look good and they feel good. They're airable. It's something that you actually want to stay in all summer. I wear their sweatpants, they're amazing. All their the shirts that they have for the summer, their tech linen line, that keep you not only looking good and keeping you in clothes that look like they fit, but they're breathable. They use the best materials that move with you. They look good. My wife is sitting there. She's not embarrassed to be seen in public with me, which is a huge plus. Effortless style and comfort all summer long is the mission that Mack Weldon is on. This is the type of brand that you can buy their clothes, you can feel comfortable in their clothes, you can feel not sticky and gross in their clothes, and you actually look like you know how to dress. It's amazing. Mack Weldon balances classic pieces with updated details to keep you looking sharp all the time. Get breathable clothes that you can feel comfortable in all summer. Go to MackWeldon.com and get 25% off your first order of $125 or more with promo code RAWRECAP. That's MackWeldon.com. Promo code RAWRECAP. LA Knight not only coming in to save the day on Monday Night Raw, coming in to save the day on the Raw Recap. I think that might be the first time that we got somebody to come, well, he dropped Seth Rollins on his head, but to come right out of the crowd into the locker room to talk to us.
I think I'm running through my brain right now.
Yeah.
On the show. That is the first time.
Yeah, from the crowd to us, because Gunther won the World Heavyweight Championship and just walked through the curtain.
And nobody
talking.
was in Gorilla, so it's not like he really had anybody to see.
That's true. That's true. But that's, I mean, it's a wild thing about this show to be like, literally, we're just watching the show on television. And then we go down to the studio and all of a sudden the people that we just watched that have us all charged up anyway, because that whole LA Knight segment, first of all, great crowd.
Unbelievable crowd today.
On Raw. It was like there were a couple of moments. It was like, first of all, everybody losing their mind for LA Knight, obviously, at the end there. There was also in the Jey Uso Bronson Reed match, watching Jey and listening to the crowd react to every single thing that Jey did. Every time he struck Bronson Reed, they went nuts. Every time he moved, every time he asked for a yeet. And he asked for yeet, like, there was one point where he asked for like 9 yeets in a row, and they're like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, you want another? You want 10?
Yeah.
Let's just make it 10.
We can keep doing this as long as you want it, Jey, because you're our favorite guy. Like, it's really, of course, for the reaction Penta got, the reaction Sammy got. It was
How
just,
about Goldberg?
I mean, the reaction Goldberg got. And I'm telling you, man, in Atlanta, they're going to go nuts when that guy comes out.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to wonder why is Goldberg in a world title match. It's going to feel like that's exactly where he should be. That's my prediction when we get to Atlanta for Saturday night's main event. But Seth comes out. We'll talk a little bit about this. We were just talking about it with LA Knight. And kind of, we think he's going to lay out his plan. But okay, so Braun Breaker takes the microphone first.
Which Seth was very confused by and immediately is consulting Paul Heyman about it.
And Paul Heyman's confused too.
Yeah, and that made me curious. Like, is this something that Braun would tell Paul? And Paul's like, hey, Seth, I didn't know. Like, is Paul politicking as he always does?
Right.
Or did Braun Breaker truly just call his own shot?
Yeah, I mean, the way I saw it, and then because Braun just starts going psycho on Sami Zayn at that point.
Because obviously, if you're Paul Heyman and Seth's the leader, you're gonna go along with what Seth says.
No, you're right. But I don't feel like that was consulted ahead of time because nothing that Braun said sounded like, okay, I have this strategy going in. It just sounded like he was really mad at Sami Zayn. It almost sounded like he didn't understand why this guy that he would have been able to pick on in high school is like this really great pro wrestler.
He's
and
like, this guy isn't even athletic.
Yeah, I know. And it's like, well, he's a really good wrestler. That does take some athletic ability.
But he doesn't go to the gym.
Right. I never see him there, bro. But you had the whole plan laid out with Braun Breaker calling out Sami Zayn, with Bronson Reed calling out Jey Uso, with Seth Rollins and Penta main eventing Monday Night Raw. I mean, LA Knight is going to be a headline of this show, but the fact that we watched Penta go from entering the WWE at the beginning of this year, and here we are early July, and he's main eventing Monday Night Raw, and by the way, looks as though he's belonged there forever. Like, there's no thing of like, whoa, is this guy really in the main event? It's like, no, this guy's a main event guy.
Yeah, no one's asking, like, is Penta getting a push too soon? No one is saying that.
No, not only are they not saying that, they're going like, oh, this is going to be so cool. We get to watch Rollins and Penta main event Monday Night Raw. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And it was a great match until, the low blow came in.
Yeah.
But I thought what was interesting about both the Braun Breaker match.
Braun?
The Braun matches, we'll say. What was interesting about the Braun matches is that especially Bronson Reed could care less about winning. He threw a desk chair at Jey Uso. They just wanted to take those guys out. Now, Braun Breaker seemed like he was in his feelings a little bit because he wanted to be the one who took out Sami Zayn. And instead, Karrion Kross came in and helped.
Yeah, and then Seth is backstage sort of telling him, like, listen, the job got done, so don't even worry about it.
Seth is saying things like, who's worried about Karrion Kross? Nobody cares about Karrion Kross. I feel like that's going to haunt him at some point.
Especially the impact that Karrion Kross has had on all of the superstars that he's been around within the last year.
It just seems to me like the one flaw that Rollins has is that he doesn't always see them coming. I don't think that I think that they're underestimating what Karrion Kross is capable of. Just as I just said, that group did not realize that costing LA Knight the Money in the Bank briefcase would make it so that LA Knight was going to be a ghost that they had to deal with for the next 2 months. I don't think that they realize that if they don't allow Karrion Kross to kind of do what he thinks he needs to do, Karrion Kross is clearly somebody who has a lot to deal with. I mean, he lost to Sami Zayn at Night of Champions, and he's still not done. To the point that we find out tonight, Sami Zayn is indefinitely out of action.
Which is what Rollins' group was hoping would happen to Sami Zayn.
Well, yes. And Seth is fine with that, and Heyman is fine with that.
But they're overlooking Kross.
And Braun Breaker is saying, me, I wanted to do it. Me. And I do think they're overlooking Kross. Jey Uso then gets laid out. But that's what I'm saying. Jey Uso gets laid out, right? With all the tsunamis, just like they promised. Braun Breaker and Karrion Kross make it so that Sami Zayn is indefinitely out of action.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins gets through Penta by hitting him with that headbutt low blow and then stomping him. And then they think they've won the night. And they still overlooked this guy that they have to deal with on Saturday, why wouldn't he be there to jump out of the crowd?
And Sam, you've brought this up several times on this show and on Not Sam. Sometimes Seth and his guys are telling everybody what they're going to do before they do it a little too frequently.
I mean, you ever see a James Bond movie?
Yeah.
When the villain catches you and he goes, haha, well, here's what my plan was, and starts going through it, you know it's a matter of time before that plan doesn't come to fruition. I think we need for Seth Rollins' group to do a little more working in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
I also started to wonder, like, because I associated this Seth Rollins group as, like, very sort of, we're here to support Seth.
Mm-hmm.
Our time will come. That's the premise of this group. Our time will come. But right now, we're here to support Seth. And for the first time, especially with Braun Breaker, like, he was like, hey, I'm the future. I'm the one who's going to have this company for the next 20 years. It was like it was like a kid who's ready to take over right now, not realizing that, no, the plan is for you to take over in like 10, 15 years. And he's like, no, now. I'm ready now. And even Bronson Reed going like, hey, by the way, Seth respects me because I tsunami'd him 6 times. Like, these things didn't feel as supportive as they have been in weeks past, to me.
No, I completely agree. And Braun Breaker doesn't strike me as a patient guy either.
No, he's more action.
Yeah, so just thinking about him sitting on the sidelines to support Seth and let Seth be the now while Braun Breaker waits to be the future.
Your time will come. Just trust me. Okay. Okay. Yeah, for sure. So there's a lot going on. And then, of course, you know, CM Punk is always looming as well. Like that group in a very short period of time has made a ton of high-profile enemies.
Yeah.
And then Heyman just going on TV and, like, trashing Roman Reigns. That's the last thing that anybody should be doing right now.
Yeah, Roman Reigns' name was brought up quite a few times tonight on Monday Night Raw. And
By Heyman.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that Heyman could speak Spanish.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think Heyman has quite a few dialects under that tongue of his. It's pretty good.
Do you think the tribal chief was listening to Heyman call him out?
He sees everything. He hears everything. And Heyman knows that. Heyman's a tricky guy. Heyman's got something up his sleeve. Heyman knows that Roman is watching and hearing everything. Maybe he's trying to lure him back. Who knows? Who knows? Or maybe Roman is like, no, this ain't my fight anymore, dog. I don't need this.
Yeah,
They're talking about me on the internet being in that Street Fighter movie. I don't need this.
Bringing up how Seth pinned Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And that wasn't the first time that Seth has pinned Roman Reigns.
I don't know why you got to bring that up.
Paul felt the need to.
Well, and he did. And he did. Also, shout out to whoever, whether it's Paul or Seth Rollins getting it done. You noticed it. Rollins changed his gear from black to purple. Opening segment wearing black. Closing segment wearing purple. His Tron changed on the singular show to match his gear. That's an accomplishment.
I love it.
It's pretty spectacular.
I do love Seth Rollins' get up in every segment that he's in.
So we've got that match coming in Saturday night's main event. We'll talk about Saturday night's main event. We'll talk about Evolution because those are big shows coming up this weekend. But part of what makes Saturday night's main event so massive, this 40th Saturday night's main event, as they said on Raw tonight, is that it's Goldberg versus Gunther. And Gunther comes to the ring, and who's he calling out? Who's he talking about?
Bill Goldberg.
He's doing it again. He's humanizing this beast, and he's doing it on purpose. We saw it, like, he's as soon as he got to the ring, you said it.
Bill Goldberg.
He's humanizing Goldberg, and he's doing it on purpose, and he's doing it to make a point. Except this time, we got the screeching wheels of that sports car. And who shows up?
Bill Goldberg.
No, it's Goldberg. Goldberg shows up. No, don't fall for Gunther's tricks.
Well, Goldberg is wearing this shirt with his eyes popping out, and he totally humanized it tonight. And we're looking at it right here on the screen. Goldberg's eyes are out of the sockets. He's furious.
Goldberg doesn't want to be humanized. Goldberg doesn't want to be, like, run down on television. Goldberg isn't trying to hear this, okay? And Goldberg hears, fans and naysayers saying all of it. He's got a lot to prove at Saturday night's main event, but clearly he had that Goldberg intensity back tonight. He had that, there's something about Goldberg that no matter, what age he's at, there is an agelessness to him. He finds that extra gear. He finds that level of intensity, of rage, because that's what he was just. He was just a walking ball of emotion. He would just charge through that pyro, breathe out the sparks from his nose, and just allow that to somehow fuel him to the point where you're not seeing a human being. You're seeing a supercharged ball of intense rage just plow through people.
So Gunther got to see that for the first time tonight.
Well, first time up close and personal.
Yes.
Gunther, let's not pretend that Gunther is not a student of the game. Let's not pretend that Gunther was not a kid watching every Goldberg match. He's seen all 200-0. He's seen all of the Goldberg matches. He knows exactly what he's dealing with. And I think that that's why he goes out there and humanizes Bill Goldberg.
But Goldberg's setting up for the spear.
How about before we get there? How about Gunther brings because Goldberg is saying stuff to Gunther off mic.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther bringing that mic to his mouth, and Goldberg just smacking the mic away. And there's two ways to smack a mic away. If somebody just kind of smacks the mic away, maybe they don't really mean it. Maybe it's a prank. Maybe it's in fun. Maybe it's meant to be aggressive, but it's not going to be a fight. When somebody hits it hard, it's a fight.
And that's exactly what Goldberg did.
Yeah, Gunther knew.
It wasn't a push.
He punched him in the face.
Yeah.
He hit the microphone and then he punched him in the face. And then he set up for the spear.
And Gunther escapes.
Yeah, he does. He saw it coming. I thought we were going to get a spear, by the way, because I was like, okay, obviously the speculation around Goldberg is, does he still have it? There's that's one of those questions that always comes up with Goldberg. There are years in between his matches, and you go, is it still, what are we going to get at Saturday night's main event? Does he still have that dog in him? Does he still have that level of athleticism? Is he still going to feel like OG Goldberg? And so I'm sitting there going look, a spear might be enough to tell me what we've got with this Goldberg. And I thought we were going to get the spear just so people realized, okay, Goldberg is back. We didn't get the spear. We're going to have to wait till Saturday to see the spear. I find it hard to believe that Goldberg is going to be the world heavyweight champion. But as soon as that music hits, and as soon as he comes out looking like Goldberg, and you start going back into your Rolodex of every other time you have found it difficult to believe that Goldberg is going to beat the champion, and then he does, you start to question yourself. And you go, okay, why is Goldberg back? Goldberg is back because people get excited about it. And there are some people who are negative about it. There's some people who are positive about it. The point is, people go to buildings to watch Goldberg wrestle.
You heard them tonight?
100%. 100%. And they'll be there in droves in Atlanta. Is Goldberg holding the world title unexpectedly going to draw people to want to see what Goldberg is going to do next? Possibly. And if that is the case, is it crazy that he beats Gunther?
If Gunther didn't think that Goldberg still had it, do you think he would have slid out of the ring as quickly as he did tonight on Raw?
Too big of a risk.
It is.
It's too big of a risk. That guy's got, even when he's wearing 3/4 length sleeves, he's got tricks up him.
I'll find out on Saturday if he has it, is probably what Gunther's thinking, right?
Let me not find out tonight. Let me find out on Saturday.
Right?
And we'll figure it out then. And like we've said before, Gunther has this way of wanting to stay in control. And I find it very interesting about Gunther. He's a methodically slow-paced guy. And I say that it's a positive. But there's no okay, you hit me with this. Okay, now I'm going to hit you with this. Well, now it's here's the plan for tonight. If that plan gets disrupted, let me retreat and I will come back next week with a new plan. And that's the way he handles his business.
He's not emotionally charged.
No way. And when it seems like when you feel like Gunther's starting to get emotional, he splits. He's out of there. Which I think is, again,
a lesson
smart.
that we can all implement into our lives.
100%. How many times have you like yelled at somebody and they're now pissed at you and you're going like, that's not even who I was mad
I
at.
probably shouldn't have done that.
I was mad at something else entirely.
Yep.
You know, I was mad because my DVR malfunctioned. I was mad because I'm still using a DVR and it's 2025. You know, whatever it is.
I couldn't get my Sirius app to work, so I was mad at
I
everybody.
couldn't get the app working. And now I'm shouting at this one over here. And I don't know and that's what Gunther's trying to avoid, except in a far more physical, intense scenario than anything that we have to deal with. I can't wait to see it. I think it's going to be one to write home about for sure. You know, Saturday night's main event and Evolution, both coming up this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And everybody needs to gear up. You know, whether you're going to be there in Atlanta in person, whether you're going to be at home, throwing a house party, inviting all your friends, whether you're going to be sitting by yourself, but you just want to feel all that spirit, you got to get the merch on, right? This is a big night for LA Knight or Seth Rollins.
I got my merch on.
Which I totally forgot. I should have thrown you under the bus.
I was waiting for either you or LA Knight to call me out for my Seth Rollins t-shirt that I'm wearing.
And then did you get to a point where you were like, do they even know I'm here?
I was like, I guess they don't care.
Right. And I apologize for that. I don't ever want you to feel that way.
You guys are overlooking the details.
We are. And that's what Seth Rollins does.
I thought about when I got dressed today. I said, who's in the main event tonight? Seth. I'm going to wear my Seth shirt.
You need to get a Penta shirt.
Ah.
Look, you can get them all at Fanatics, at WWE Shop. You can get them all, whoever you're repping for Saturday night's main event, for Evolution, Rhea Ripley, Naomi, Becky Lynch, all up at WWE Shop and Fanatics. Check it out right now. There's a Saturday night's main event collection. There's an Evolution collection. Click on it. See what's there. It's good. It's good for what ails you. You got big shows coming up. You got to dress right. So check it out. Of course, Becky Lynch, I know, is one that you're focused on.
Always.
I don't know what kind of, first of all, you are, I'll tell you what you would have gotten thrown under the bus for.
What's that?
You are lucky Biggie is not on the show tonight.
Why is that?
Your girl.
Becky Lynch.
Going up to the New Day are grieving.
Oh, that's right.
The grieving,
yeah.
You would have been in a lot of trouble. You would have had to wiggle your way out of something. And you would probably be able to do it, but it would have taken some work. The New Day grieving over the loss of the tag team division.
They looked great.
Well, yeah, because the Judgment Day has killed the tag team division by winning the championship. So they're grieving. And the only person that's taking them at all seriously is Becky Lynch.
Yeah, because she has a big heart and she understands when people are grieving.
She assaulted Big E.
She needs to be there for them.
She said Big E was no good.
These poor former champions are standing there and they are really going through it. I mean, if your friend was grieving, you're just going to walk past and not acknowledge their emotions?
The tag team division is healthy. There's nothing to grieve.
Of course it is, because your guys, the Judgment Day, are dripped in gold. You know who's not healthy? Dominic Mysterio. We'll talk about him later.
He's got the Intercontinental Championship and a cake.
Hey, does he have his health?
He's healing. You taking the side of Becky Lynch, besmirching Big E on Raw, and then going, you know who else is injured that we can mock? Dominic Mysterio. Remember when you were hobbling around because you gave away a kidney? Nobody was mocking you. Remember that? What happened to her?
Well, I'm siding with Becky Lynch because Becky Lynch also is giving the youngsters in the locker room, like Lyra Valkyria, a dose of reality. Becky has been trying to educate Lyra Valkyria about this business since she's met Lyra Valkyria. And sometimes reality is not easy to accept. And Becky's tried to tell her it's not, I'm here with all of my heroes. I'm here with Bailey and we can all be friends. It's lonely at the top for a reason, Sam.
And it is?
Because only one person can be at the top. So then Lyra has to learn the hard way that maybe Becky Lynch is not her friend, but also has to learn that Bayley's not her friend either. Becky was trying to tell Lyra this for a long time.
Was Becky her friend?
At one point she was, until Lyra couldn't perform. She couldn't hold her keep.
Hold her keep?
Keep, whatever that saying is.
No, I think it's hold her keep.
Hold her keep.
Yeah, she couldn't hold her keep. I say that all the time.
Hold her keep.
I'm just looking for somebody that can hold their keep. Yeah, but well,
Hold
listen.
her own. Whatever, Sam.
No, it's
right?
hold her keep. You're 100%
That's what
right.
they say in Ireland. Hold her keep.
I didn't realize you spent
That's
time
it.
in Ireland.
Yeah, lots.
I'll tell you what, who held her keep was Lyra Valkyria tonight, because she's the one that was standing tall with two women down in the ring. Both of them were trying to get these four horsewomen were trying to put their hands on Lyra Valkyria, and she slammed them both down. She knocked them both out.
It's real. I mean,
Tell me this. Is it possible that Becky Lynch, in disrupting, Lyra Valkyria was in a very optimistic state for a very long time? But is it at all possible? Alex, by the way, just said it's earn their keep. It's not
Earn their keep.
It's hold their keep. I
earn
believe.
their keep.
I think it's hold. But is it possible that Becky Lynch disrupted Lyra Valkyria from this sweet existence that she was in, and she did it at her own peril? That now that Lyra Valkyria has been shaken out of this everybody's your friend thing, maybe she has gotten that message, and now guess who's going to pay for it?
So you're
Becky Lynch.
So you're basically saying that Lyra should be saying thank you, Becky Lynch, which is what I have been saying this entire time. I was right again. Boom.
I asked you a question. It wasn't even a statement.
Becky Lynch.
I'm asking you, has Lyra been holding her keep? What I'm asking you is, what I'm asking you is, did Becky make a mistake in bringing this out in Lyra Valkyria? Because now Lyra Valkyria has had it brought out in her, but she's using it against Becky Lynch. And as far as I saw on Monday Night Raw, Becky was one of two women lying flat on their backs.
There was a good portion before she was lying on her back, though, that she was sort of smirking, right? I think Becky is calculated. She knows exactly what she's doing. She has Lyra
She
and
planned
Bayley.
to get Blade out?
Well, not that part.
Oh.
But you know the thing about the man, when
Go ahead.
she gets knocked down, she gets back up again.
Well, do you think we'll ever keep her down?
No.
Okay. So I am actually marveling at Becky's, I don't know if it's voodoo power. I don't know what she's done. But the fact that, like, Becky can just stand there and Bayley and Lyra are just bickering with each other. It's like, you're on the same side of this. There's both of you have this one common enemy, but they're so busy fighting with each other. Becky is just sitting there going, like, how great is it that I'm the champion?
This is what I'm saying.
It is impressive. It's impressive.
Becky has both of them right until the end when Lyra knocked both Bayley and Becky out. Becky had both Lyra and Bayley exactly where she wanted them.
And we'll see if that maintains until Evolution or if that's been disrupted.
We'll have to see.
You don't have to pin, if Lyra pins Bayley at Evolution, boom, Becky's title's gone. Right?
Triple threat rules.
Champions
I
advantage.
just don't think we wouldn't even be seeing this version of Lyra if Becky didn't give her that dose of reality. So once again, Lyra should be thanking Becky Lynch. Everybody should be thanking Becky Lynch.
Did you notice on Raw tonight that during the Grande Americano, which, by the way, great to see him in action.
Yeah, working really hard, too.
Working really hard. But Grande Americano was trying to unmask Dragon Lee. And Michael Cole said that was disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
But then Dragon Lee tried to unmask Grande Americano, and Michael Cole was like, this is great. It's very unprofessional. And it really shows quite a bit of favoritism.
Yeah, and I thought that Michael Cole told us when Pat had the match with Gunther, that was going to be the one time in his career that he wasn't going to be biased. But now he's just showing up every single Monday.
Well, any of us that were around for the coal mine know that was crazy when he said that. But I feel like Grande Americano tonight was better than ever.
Yeah.
And I don't know. To me, that mask doesn't look too small.
No, it looks just about right. I'm just so impressed. I didn't realize that spending extra time in the gym could actually make you taller, but
There are exercises that'll make you taller.
I'm glad to see it's possible.
We don't really do it here in the States, but there are lucha techniques that will allow you to grow. I mean, up to like 6 inches in 2 weeks.
And it's really just showing the commitment and the drive that this Grande Americano has, because really, since he's been in WWE, I mean, we're talking about victories at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
We're talking about his impressive performance at Money in the Bank. And that's not even enough for this guy. So hungry, spending the extra time in the gym, getting bigger, taller, stronger, and more impressive every single week.
And he's been wrestling since the late 1960s. That's amazing.
I know, the fountain of youth over here.
I
right?
guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so. Well, I'll tell you.
He's keep earning his keep.
Holding
His keep.
Holding is what he's doing. I will tell you that, Megan, you and I are headed to Atlanta
We are.
for this weekend. I am so pumped to be able to not only see Saturday night's main event live. I mean, it's going to be a very historic weekend. To be able to see what is potentially Goldberg's retirement match live in Atlanta is going to be amazing. To then the next night get to see Evolution. I wasn't there in person for Evolution 1. So the fact that for Evolution 2, I'm going to be able to be there in person. We found out tonight Nikki Bella is going to be in the Battle Royal. Nikki Bella, who said she noticed at Fanatics I had a glow up. She's going to be in the Battle Royal is the point, as will Stephanie Vaquer, as will Ivy Nile. It's going to be an outstanding weekend, and it is always fun for me to find out where we go with Tops Now. When we have these big events, what moments get captured by Tops Now for limited edition trading cards?
I hope it's a devil's kiss at Evolution.
In a Battle Royal?
Yes.
If the whole ring just like kind of stops and then boom, the sound. Tops Now captures major milestones and viral moments from the biggest events. They did a card of I Show Speed getting speared by Braun Breaker.
The best.
They did a card that I have, John Cena winning his Never Seen 17th World Championship. And this weekend, I'm sure, the fact that all this history is being made will be no different when it comes to Tops Now. So be on the lookout for that here on Recap, because the reason we are going to Atlanta is we will be doing a Saturday night's main event recap, and we will be doing an Evolution recap here on the Raw Recap podcast feed. So whatever we find out, what those moments will be, we'll let you guys know here on the recap, and you guys will be able to get on to Tops Now and scoop them up. Just make sure you follow @Tops on social. Make sure you sign up for notifications so you find out as soon as we do, and you can get online and get these cards. So Saturday night's main event, here's what we've got. LA Knight versus Seth Rollins, which we discussed with Mr. LA Knight himself. As we were just discussing a minute ago, World Heavyweight title is on the line. Gunther versus Goldberg. Who do you think?
Gunther. I have to go Gunther.
You can't go against Gunther.
I cannot. Not at this point.
Even in Atlanta.
The crowd's going to be heavy Goldberg, but
they're going to be so heavy Goldberg.
Gunther.
And it's so, all these Gunther matches, you're not wrong, because what do I tell you every time?
But you know what? I feel like Gunther thrives off of the fact that the crowd.
Because what is he?
He's
He's the crushing dose of reality.
That's it.
There's no fantasy story here.
Nobody's going to be in Gorilla waiting for him.
No.
And he likes that.
And he likes that. Except every time I find myself like floating away into the fantasy, being like, yeah, Goldberg's going to win. I don't know. I'll be there to watch it. And then, of course, we find out on Friday night, last Friday, it's going to be Randy Orton versus a returning Drew McIntyre, which Randy versus Drew is just a massive match, but there's Cody Rhodes implications here. There's John Cena implications here. I think there's a lot more than meets the eye to that specific match.
I'm going to have to side with Drew McIntyre because he's one of the only people making sense in WWE. I think he might have listened to me after we did our King and Queen of the Ring recap show. We can dive into it on Saturday. But my argument
because
did,
of
in
what?
fact, have merit, Sam.
You just have a way of saying things that makes people roll their eyes. But you're right.
Like holding my keep.
Yeah, because then you're like, I've got other smart things to say. For instance, which one of these two is holding their keep? And I go, okay, don't let that discredit the first thing. The first thing might have been right. But then we're going to get to Evolution. So we're going to recap that. And who knows what else will be added to Saturday night's main event. But we're going to recap that. And then the next night, Sunday in Atlanta, Evolution, massive card here for Evolution. Of course, we now know the women's fatal four-way tag team match is Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez defending against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss from SmackDown.
Wild pairing.
But Charlotte was kind of like, okay, this is kind of okay. She's smiling.
Yeah.
She was unnatural, but she was smiling. Then we find out on Raw, it's also going to be Sol Ruca and Zarya from NXT.
I love that tag team.
And a returning Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane being added to that match. Now, it would be a lot of fun if Zarya and Sol Ruca won, because then all of a sudden they have this, pardon the pun, golden ticket that would allow them to not only still be in NXT and for Sol Ruca to still be the NXT North American Women's Champion, but for them to now take the tag team championship and travel from brand to brand, and we could see them on every show theoretically.
And I think every show needs to see the Soul Snatcher. So
I agree.
I'd be cool with that.
I agree, but who knows? I mean, a lot of good tag teams in that match. Of course, the Battle Royal, who we know, like I said before, you got Ivy Nile, Nikki Bella, Stephanie Vaquer. I mean,
and then tomorrow night on NXT, Ava's going to announce who from NXT is going to be in the Battle Royal.
And that does strike me. I wouldn't be surprised if we had Legends show up for that Battle Royal. I wouldn't be. That feels like that's going to be the display of what women's wrestling does and can look like in 2025. You've got Jade Cargill versus Naomi. No holes barred.
We've been waiting for this one since before WrestleMania.
Yeah, and I love that this is the match on the show that is almost, it's not that it's bigger than the show. It is happening regardless of the show. This just happens to be the show that it's on. But, like, I don't think Naomi or Jade Cargill are going, yeah, this is all about Evolution. They're going, we're going to kill each other.
Yes. I mean, and I think we've watched both of these women week after week after week level up.
I agree. I wonder if Jade Cargill should be jumping into no holds barred matches with a crazy person like Naomi when she's got to go to SummerSlam in under a month after this.
Yeah, I mean, that just shows you where Jade Cargill's confidence is right now.
Yep, and her desire to end Naomi once and for all. Of course, we got the triple threat for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Lyra Valkyria, Bayley, Becky Lynch. I have no question about who you think is going to win. I'm very intrigued by the dynamics of these three. Where each one stands, how each one feels about the other. It really has... It's gone south quickly.
Well, for me, it's really been about the ride we've been on with Lyra Valkyria. I mean, back at WrestleMania, it seemed, she made history. She's a double champion, but she seemed more just happy to be there.
Yeah, 100%. And wow, I can't believe it's all happening.
Then she loses her title, and it was more like she was sort of crushed and devastated. And now we have Lyra Valkyria with a massive chip on her shoulder, accepting the reality of the world that she lives in.
Well, I think Becky Lynch
WWE,
and I think Becky Lynch tried to humiliate her.
Yes. Well, I mean, Becky Lynch was trying to bring the best out of her, and in doing so, Lyra humiliated herself
by Becky Lynch making her raise her arm.
I mean, it was an honor.
For
Becky
whom?
Lynch changed the industry. It'd be an honor for anybody.
Even after she beat you.
I mean, she's making more history, right? She's making this. She's making the women's division better.
By
making the Intercontinental Championship matter.
It didn't matter with Lyra Valkyria.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean.
Of course I do. Of course I do. You got 3 world championship matches. You got the NXT World Championship on the line. You got the Women's World Championship on the line, and you got the Women's WWE Championship on the line. So JC Jane, who shocked the world by winning the NXT Women's Championship from Stephanie Vaquer, now steps up to face Jordynne Grace.
We've been waiting for the juggernaut, right? For her to become a champion. And I think everybody who's a fan of NXT and who's been following this women's division is asking themselves, is this the time for Jordynne Grace?
I think all the weight is on Jordynne's shoulders in this match. I think that not only does the champion never has to win, they just have to make sure they don't lose, right? That's the champion's advantage.
Yeah, and I mean, we know that JC, she has the rest of Fatal Influence that
she has the rest of Fatal Influence
always around her.
She also doesn't have the world looking at her going, JC, this is your moment. This better be it. Like, she's already the champion. People didn't see it coming. They don't know what to expect from her. And she's been improving every single week on NXT television and forming that role of champion around herself. It's an interesting predicament for Jordynne Grace to be in. It's the sort of like, there's not that many people who on one night, it's like you have to realize your potential tonight. Tonight's the night that you realize your potential. And if you don't, we're going to question it. That's a lot of pressure.
And that's what Jordynne Grace is facing.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Then you have Tiffany Stratton, who is already looking ahead to SummerSlam with Jade Cargill, but is literally facing a woman that some say is the greatest women's WWE superstar of all time. Timeless Trish Stratus.
Yeah, and Trish made it very clear on Friday Night SmackDown that she's still looking to accomplish more. She would like her children to see their mom as a champion.
Yes, she's won a lot of championships, but she's like, I'd like one more.
Yeah, she wants her kids to see it.
I'm sure she wants her kids to see it. I'm sure she would like to do it for herself as well. You know what I mean? I'm sure that it gets to you that you're like, you know what? I think there are people who don't think I could be champion right now. I'd like to be champion right now.
Everybody's talking about the women's division leveling up and how people from the Attitude Era could not hold their own in this women's division.
Yep.
Trish Stratus is looking to prove that she can.
Right. And then
she's like, I built this.
That's right. And it's impossible to deny that she did. But she's saying, like, I'm not just here to coach you guys. I'm not over that hill yet. Okay? Don't count me out. And then, of course, you've got Io Sky defending against Rhea Ripley, which, again, much like Jordynne Grace, I do feel like this is must-win for Rhea. Mm-hmm. I do, as we talked about a couple weeks ago, I think, feel like, especially coming off that match with Raquel, it's like, okay, now we've got that out of the way. If Rhea Ripley is not the champion, I don't know if I know who she is. And I don't know if she knows who she is if she's not the champion. That said, nobody wants to see Io Sky lose. Nobody wants to see it.
And Io Sky has a way of,
winning. She's the best.
She's never lost to Rhea Ripley.
She's really good at wrestling.
Arguably the best in-ring wrestler in the women's division.
I wouldn't argue it because she's the champ. You know what I mean? She got a lot of evidence on her side that that's true. I think that one's going to tear the house down.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the match that they go, this is what we're doing now. Everybody sit down and pay attention. I hope so anyway. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, we're going to be there recapping both Saturday night's main event and Evolution. Then the next night after that, we'll be back here recapping Monday Night Raw. We appreciate all you guys hanging out with us tonight, today, whenever you're listening to the Raw recap. Don't forget to subscribe across all audio platforms, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe to that Raw recap feed. You will also get all the PLE recaps and everything. Watch the show. Every single recap goes up on the WWE's YouTube channel. Hit like, leave a comment, and we will talk to you on Saturday, right after Saturday night's main event.
I'll hold your feet.